You know that feeling, right, when new English words seem to go in one ear and right out the other? You spend all this time studying, and then a week later, they're gone. Well, I'm here to tell you you're definitely not alone. And today, we're going to look at this really powerful technique that's going to help you make those new words finally stick.
So let's just start with this question I saw from a language learner online. They asked if it was normal to go through hundreds of new words in a month, but only really remember a few of them. Does that sound familiar? I bet it does. It's got to be one of the most common and most frustrating parts of learning a new language.
And the answer to that question is a huge yes. It is completely normal to only remember about 20 to 25% of the new words you come across. So really, if you've been feeling bad about this, you can just relax. You are not failing, you are learning just like everybody else. People often call this the leaky bucket problem. Imagine you're pouring all this new vocabulary into a bucket, right? But the bucket has holes in it, so most of the words just leak right out before you get a chance to use them. It feels like you're not making any progress at all. And yeah, it is super frustrating.
So what's the fix for this leaky bucket? Well, it's not about pouring more words in faster. It's about patching the holes. And we can do that with this incredible technique from learning science called overlearning. Let's get into what it is and how it can totally change the way you study vocabulary.
So what in the world is overlearning? It's actually a pretty simple idea. It just means you keep practicing a new word even after the point where you think you've learned it. The goal here isn't to learn more words. It's to learn the words you already have on a much, much deeper level.
And here's where the mindset really shifts. With regular learning, you might study until you can recall a word for a quiz, but with overlearning, the goal is completely different. You want to be able to use that word automatically in a real conversation without even pausing to think about it.
Think about how much brain power it takes to use a new word. You have to stop, search through your memory, try to remember the right context. It's exhausting. But a word you've overlearned, it takes almost no mental energy. And that is a total game changer, because it frees up your brain to focus on the conversation itself, on actually connecting with the other person.
Okay, this all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually do it? Let's break it down into 3 really simple practical strategies that anyone, even if you're just starting at A1 or A2, can start using today. First up is something called the 3R strategy: read, recite, review. So when you see a new word in a sentence, first, you read it. Simple enough. Then, and this is key, you look away and recite it. Say the sentence out loud from memory. This really forces your brain to work. Finally, you review it. Look back and see if you got it right. This little loop makes the memory so much stronger every time.
All right, strategy number 2 is a big one. Always learn words in full sentences. Just learning from a list of single words is one of the biggest mistakes you can make. Why? Because a word without context is almost meaningless. Learning, "Can I have the bill, please?" is way more powerful than just memorizing bill. You're learning the grammar, the usage, and a useful phrase all at once.
And our third and final strategy, this one is really the heart of overlearning. You know that moment when you're practicing and you think, okay, yep, I've got this one. That is not the signal to stop. No way. That's actually the signal to keep going. The goal isn't just to get it right once. It's to practice so much that you literally can't get it wrong.
So let's just put all this together. These strategies aren't just a few random tips. They're actually a whole system that's designed to take a new word and just cement it in your long-term memory, so it's right there, ready for you when you need it in a real conversation.
Here's a super simple example of what this looks like. The old way is maybe a flashcard that just says apple. The new, overlearning way is learning a full useful sentence like, I like to eat a red apple. See? It's not just a word anymore. It's a tool you can actually go out and use right away.
So this is the big shift we're talking about. We're moving away from memorizing those long, boring lists and toward using words in brand new sentences. We're moving from just learning for a test to reviewing for real-life conversations. Basically, we're stopping the obsession with the quantity of words and starting to focus on the quality of our learning. And this is maybe the most important thing to remember. Overlearning is not about putting in more effort, it's about using smarter effort. That little bit of extra practice you do today will save you from the headache of having to relearn that same word again next week. You're building a foundation that's actually going to last.
So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Instead of trying to cram 20 new words today, what if you just picked 1, or maybe 2? What's the first word that you are going to truly make your own by using these strategies to overlearn it?